welcome back to Weekend Edition and our rehash of some of the big stories of the week.
And yet again, it was another busy week for Team KUAM, and of course, Crystal, you started the week with our top story about a personal ad of a young girl. It was a very sad and, quite frankly, shocking story.
Yes, thanks to viewer-submitted photos, we learned of personal ads online, particularly Facebook, depicting children as young as 1 year old for sale or in need of homes because of abusive families. And the mother actually turned to us and wanted to set the record straight. She was not putting up her baby girl for sale. She wasn't even on Facebook. In fact, some other people had to tell her her daughter's photo was circulating online and that people were alleging she had lost the child and that she was an abusive parent. And so the mother turned to us. I actually met the little girl, 1 year old, beautiful and bright. She has never left the side of her mother. And actually, following that story, that same night, we found more posts online depicting other children for sale or in need of homes. And it's actually whirlwind down this crazy path where now the posts are becoming more threatening in tone. And so we have confirmed that GPD is involved, and the AG's office does give a stern warning to anyone that's responsible. This is a crime. And we did get some viewer comments. Actually, we got a lot, but here's one. Ann Myers off Facebook says, "Why would someone do this? Because they are sick in the head. Shame on you, whoever you are."
Issa, you also had a big story this week, and it apparently is a recurring problem with flights to and from Guam and Saipan.
So we first heard about this story a couple weeks ago when Cookie Alvarez and his family were stranded in Guam for around 5 days, but he's not the only one. There have been several canceled flights between Guam and Saipan in March and January and February. So the most recent cancellations were last weekend. It affected several business people, but most tragically it affected around over half a dozen Guam athletes who had been training for months to attend the Saipan Xterra. So they weren't able to make it. A lot of these cancellations were due to mechanical issues, and United has said that they regret any inconvenience this has caused the customers. One of our comments on Facebook was from Squadigi. He said, "Laugh out loud, this sucks. I got canceled twice 3 weeks ago and last month. I got stuck in Saipan for a few days, but United in Saipan gave me vouchers for my hotel and food. Wasn't much, but they did their best to take care of me. I did not mind so much, but I did miss a day of work. My issue was that the ticket cost was almost $400 for dates I wanted, then to find out it gets canceled 2 days in a row. If they're having problems with their flights, they should at least lower their ticket prices 50%.
So hopefully they'll take that suggestion. Well, another interesting story this week, Ken, you did regarding youth justice reforms with the Judiciary of Guam.
Yeah, it was earlier this week when the administrator of the courts, Josh Tenorio, spoke before the Rotary Club about juvenile justice reform, an initiative that was started around late last year. During his speech, he noted about 600 to 700 people are currently under some form of juvenile probation, adding that most of these kids are actually victims of crimes themselves. He also noted about 50 to 60 people are currently detained at the Department of Youth Affairs, which is considered pretty high compared to Guam's population size. On Facebook, Greg Charfer says, quote, "It's society's problems and not only restricted there in Guam but nationwide. Discipline starts at home, and if the court system thinks they can fix all problems, my thoughts on this matter would be to better start building more restricted areas to house them. It is out of control nationwide."
Okay, thanks, Ken. Now, these are just a few of the stories our team has covered over the last few days. One of the other big ones was the video we received from a dive captain, which was shot during a dive last week around the same time that 3 beaked whales were stranded in Maritzo. One of the whales died, and an investigation is currently underway. Let's listen as you can actually hear the military conducting their sonar activities. One of the more popular videos we had posted on Facebook. Now, we should note the results of a necropsy of the dead whale is still pending to determine whether in fact it died from the military sonar activity. You can find the video on our Facebook page and make sure to post your thoughts on the story like Melvin commented. He wrote, "We have the same problem here in Washington State. The Navy was doing sonar testing in the waters here. Now they don't do it here anymore because of the protected orca pods. So pretty sure Navy is doing something and will never admit to it. If you got a comment on any of our stories, please do so on any of our social media properties. Also, if you got a tip, send it to either as a message on Facebook or by email at reporters@kuam.com.
That's Rehash. Stay tuned. Crime Stoppers is next.